Alright guys, so welcome to part 2 of my very long sketchbook review. I decided to space out my uploads a little bit because I can't just, spam everybody's uploads. It's bad enough I'm seeming to do one every single day. I don't know. Guys, I really don't know. I am trying to somehow improve my subscriber counts. It seems like every time I upload, I lose a bunch of subscribers, so I don't even know what to do anymore. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and just pick up where I left off. So you guys saw all the inks, you saw the colors, so this is the actual nitty-gritty sketchy whatevers. So we left off last time with this page where I talked about Piper and her moth friend and all of that good fun stuff. So I continued on. I had this concept of Emmy being charmed by Seamus, who would bring her flowers and things like that, especially after she repairs his absolute favorite shirt. And I got to this point where I was like making Emmy look very, very, very pretty. And I was like, yes, they're like the pretty sisters. And then it was almost to a point where I was like, wait a minute, she's too pretty. She's prettier than Piper. Oh no! But it doesn't matter because Emmy is Emmy, so it's all good. So he's trying to charm her, and then she accepts like the flower. She's like, fine, and he's all like smug. And Poppy, of course, is like, boyfriend, and Emmy's like, oh god, no. So yes, because Poppy is always there. Now here's the thing, I don't know, I know I've mentioned this before, but I absolutely adore making Poppy very large chested and very small waisted, just because she serves cakes, and I don't know, I like it. I like it, guys. Don't judge me. Then I started developing Samuel at this point. This was his conceptual sketches. Basically, I was trying to figure out how I wanted to present the bats, things of that nature. Initially, I was going to make him a grump, but then I was like, I'm tired of grumpy characters. I want a happy character. So I changed him up. I decided he was going to wear glasses. And then I was plotting out the hierarchy of bats, rats, and mice, mice being at the very bottom, subservient to bats mainly. And then I doodled a little quick, this is Teresa Matias, and that's Lex Gallinger's, no, yeah, I can't remember if oh my god, I can't pronounce the name, I know it's the male version of Alejandro, or Alejandra, so I can't remember. Anyway, I don't know if that's her character or not, but I just doodled a quick sketch. I don't think it is, because I remember like everybody like jumped on me for not tagging the right person, and I was like, holy shit, okay fine, I won't do it anymore. So I won't do it anymore. I mean, like, god. This was a dare from Sakura. She was talking about how funny it would be, like, I don't remember. It was something like, I can't remember how it came about, but basically it became this whole thing of Cherry just going up and kissing Henry because, I don't know, Poppy wasn't doing it or something, so Cherry jumps in to do it, and Henry actually being quite scared of, Cherry for good reason. So like he's thinking that line from the Emperor's New Groove of, oh gosh, she's scary beyond all reason, sort of thing. And then she had doodled a response, and then I doodled another response. So it was, and of course it's very, very inappropriate, but that's Cherry, guys, get over it. And I just did a grumpus Piper down here. This was supposed to be an idea, I feel like I've talked about this before though, that Oliver, which I've not drawn lately and probably should. Oliver is actually the head butler, so he's like in charge of the entire household, and he kind of is the bad guy, for good reason. But when it comes to just like keeping things under control, like he's reasonable, but he has a very, very violent temper, and it just depends on how you come at him and talk to him. And Piper tends to do okay with him so long as it's work related, but if she starts complaining about her own duties, oh, the wrath of hell comes down on her. It's so bad. So I was just doodling Piper doing different chores around the house, because she initially starts off as a maid, because that's her role. She gets pulled into that role, and later it gets changed. And I was also taking notes. I was talking with Becca Hilburn over here on YouTube about different watercolor papers and stuff like that to use. I don't know. I pulled out my Blackwing pencil and I just kind of felt like using it, so I did. I did a sleeping meme. So someone requested little baby Lydia with her teddy bear. Someone asked for a sleepy, sorry, I have a little bit of a burp. And my phone's going. Sorry. I did get a job offer, not a job offer, but I got alerted today that I could potentially be having a call here pretty soon for an interview. So I'm trying to keep an eye on my phone. But God, why can't I think of his name all of a sudden? This is bad. This is really bad. I can't. I'm having a lot of brain farts lately. I'm starting to think maybe I have too many characters. But honestly, I haven't drawn them in a while, so that's part of the reason. Anyway, whatever. Just a minute. Okay, so it's Philip, and I couldn't remember it for the life of me. It was driving me up the wall. So Philip, guys, sorry. Sleepy Andrew. Sleepy Meryl. This is, I believe, another Philip doodle. This right here, I was watching some Hamilton animatics, and I love some of the expressions that they use because they're simple and quick. So I went ahead and used a couple of those just to sort of have fun here, which I did. I love it. I love this picture of Piper. I might actually finish that now that I'm looking at it. That looks like something I might want to paint. Just to be a dork. Sleepy Piper. Another Sleepy Piper. This one's actually very, very adorable. A Sleepy Cherry. Startled Awake Piper. Another Sleepy Cherry. This is kind of funny for her, but that's pretty canon actually. Piper and a teddy bear. Startled Awake Andrew. This was just Andrew with his arms behind his head. Startled Awake Cherry. And then this was another expression that I caught off of an animatic for congratulations for a Hamilton animatic. So I just went ahead and doodled it, and it's Emmy, because I do imagine at some point Emmy does have to approach Samuel about the way Piper is, about how Emmy's whole job in her life, as far as she's concerned, is protecting her sister, because, you know, in their society they could be pulled away from each other at any time because they don't mean anything to this hierarchy of bats who just like takes these children, because, you know, Emmy and Piper were taken as children from an orphanage and trained, but they have this, you know, they don't see them as needing to be together and things like that. But Emmy in particular is very close with her sister and loves her quite dearly, and Piper loves her sister too. They're a very good relationship. They're a source of not power but strength for each other. And when Piper is taken away and Emmy, you know, gets to see her so sparsely, she misses her sister, and on top of that, her sister misses her. So she doesn't have the ability to go and cry to the person who's always been her support, and neither of them do really. And Emmy, of course, would be in a state of constant worry, and, you know, everything she would hear would be secondhand unless she actually got to see her sister. So at some point, I imagine she confronts Samuel about the whole thing, is about how he's tearing a family apart, a family that has nobody else except each other, and that, you know, it's not doing Piper any favors, it's not doing Emmy any favors, and in the long run, it isn't doing him any favors. Emmy is kind of mouthy. So it's just a quick doodle of Samuel and Piper. Samuel loves to read, absolutely loves to read. He is a scholar, but he's almost like too book smart. Like he overanalyzes, I guess would be the word for it. So Piper, in her simplicity, is actually quite intelligent and is a good match with him when it comes to education and things like that, because she brings him back down and reminds him that, you know, it's not always the long analytical answer that's the correct answer. Sometimes a very logical, very simple answer is the one you're looking for. Piper does cry to Samuel on time. This was again back when I was like, is he going to be grumpy? Is he going to be friendly? I don't really know. I really don't know. This is Emmy hollering at Piper. I've got it planned out how Piper ends up in the situation she ends up in, and it literally just happens from her talking to Samuel one time. One time. And then like a bunch of time goes around and then, you know, it happens again. But the thing is, and it's something that is a repetitive theme from Emmy, is that Piper's too cute. Now, I mean, a lot of people would see that as being belittling or sort of being mean or jealous even to some degree. But it's not that. It's that the way Piper comes across and the way I want her to come across is that she is just a genuinely kind person. And a lot of people, when they see true kindness, they use the word cute in place of it. I mean, she's soft-spoken, she's polite, she smiles, you know, she's just not anything short of cute. But, like, it gets her in trouble because, you know, who doesn't want a cute girl around? Anyway, so just Emmy's just kind of lecturing her because Emmy, again, is trying to keep their family together, but Piper, just being who she is, makes her a target for all of these, like, aristocratic bats who would enjoy having somebody very soft-spoken, cute, and obedient to be at their side to make them look better. I was working on the children designs for Piper. This is Hamilton the hamster. This is, I'm sorry, that's my cat. He thinks it's dinner time, and it's totally not dinner time. Hamilton the hamster. So this is, again, Sakura was challenging me to do a hamster, hamster or something like that. I can't remember what it's called. This was where I was kind of trying to figure out the bat stuff. Like, they wear fancy collars, their arms have to be uncovered because they have the wings attached to the back of their arms. They actually are quite buff, like, and that's canon, it's all of them. Like, even the larger bats are still buff bats, and it's because bats, when they fly, they have to be buff. Like, their wingspans are pretty big, so you have to have a lot of muscle to sort of get those wings out. And the wings have to compensate for the rest of the body weight. But on top of that, the way bats fly, it's like, I'm gonna show you guys, it's like one of these weird things. Like, their bodies gyrate like completely, so their abdomen, their core strength is huge. Plus they hang and crawl, so of course they're gonna be pretty gosh darn strong. So yeah. This was a quick doodle of Piper and Samuel as kids when they meet. This right here was me trying to figure out where the wings connect in the back. They're going to have little bat tails. This was the female design. They have more of a corseted top, and then they have sort of a halterish back to it. But I'm still trying to figure it out if it's going to be like a strap up on top, strap on bottom, so that way the wings can go free. This was supposed to be sort of a mirror to this. Piper and Samuel meeting the first time, Piper and Samuel meeting the second time. I kind of like the idea. I don't know who this was supposed to be. I think this was supposed to be Cherry and Andrew, maybe? Maybe. I can't remember. This was supposed to be, and I'm sorry, Sakura, I can't remember the twins' names. I never can. Lydia and Sakura's OCs, her twin boys from Poppy and Henry. So I just wanted to do a bunch of flirty pictures with them, so I did, because I can. Lydia's design is really, really cute, and I enjoy it. And Lydia's very shy, and she just, you know, she doesn't make the first step, and neither does one of Poppy's boys. The other one's like a womanizer. One of the twins is a very big womanizer, and then the other one is just like book smart and like keeps his nose down and doesn't really talk to girls very much. It's adorable. Oh, his name is Elijah. Elijah is the one who's afraid to talk to her, but she likes Elijah like a lot, so it's really sad. Look at that little baby Lydia. Oh. This was more of the bat stuff, trying to figure out how it was going to work. I wanted to make sure that I understood my own concepts for the clothing designs and things like that. And then, of course, the wingspan, which I've decided is now going to be full wingspan, and they're going to have it like capes. I was just doing more pictures of Samuel from the side view and stuff like that. More of the kids stuff that I did for Piper. This was an early concept for Samuel's dad. Just more concept stuff here and there, really. Oliver is initially tasked with with teaching Piper how to dance, and that goes over very, very poorly for Piper. Oliver has absolutely no tolerance for her. She's not a slow learner, it's just that she likes to be sure. She's a hesitant learner, and he has no tolerance for that crap. So they have to switch her out with switch Oliver out with Jacob very quickly. Little Piper eating. Oh, she's so cute. I don't even know what this was. It was like a Bat Family concept, but I made them like super short. This was some fan art I did. The DuckTales cartoon was coming out, so I did a quick Scarlet and Negaduck, and then a quick Jade. In this role play, she's supposed to be dressed up kind of like as a secret agent sort of thing. This was some stuff between Piper and Andrew, where you get a little bit of the backstory as to why he is the way he is. Don't ask me why he's shirtless, he was. Amy, because it was requested. Couple of Prince Lotors, because watch season 3 of Voltron, and Lotor was my man back in the early 90s, and he's my man once again. This was supposed to be a picture of, and it's a little bit too intimate, the distance, but it was basically supposed to be and is holding like he's going to be holding his cowboy hat up over Piper to protect her from the rain, because Andrew did something really, really mean to her, so she ran away, and he actually, you know, just kind of quietly sneaks out the back and goes after her, because he views Piper more as a little sister than anything, because she's sweet. Again, she's not out to hurt anybody, and he respects that. He actually admires that, because in his line of work, you know, he's always having to hurt people, you know, either fighting with other guys or whatever, but his whole goal is to just take care of his mom. So he really, really appreciates Piper for who she is, so when he has the opportunities to help her, he does. And he understands that Andrew is kind of a jerk, but he also understands that Andrew has been through some stuff too. So he's kind of like this neutral in-between, where he's not telling her to forgive Andrew for the way he is, but more like saying, you know, don't respond to it. You know that this is how he is. Just stay away from him, sort of thing. So if anything, he's trying to protect her too from his friend, who he still cares about. He just recognizes that there's something in Piper that sets Andrew off. Jacob and Piper, duck form, because whatever. I was just working on male bodies there. And I think this is almost it. This is Millie, or Inflatable, or whatever. This was one of the original sketches I did, but I opted with something else. I actually sketched it digitally because it was a digital commission anyway, and it turned out really nice. And then this is supposed to be the precursor to the Lady in Waiting picture that you guys saw in the beginning of the vlog, or not the vlog, but the sketchbook review. And then this is the starts of some sketchings for an Ask vlog. I want to do an Ask vlog for my characters, and I want this to be the banner at the top where it has all the characters, or at least a good portion of them, and you can sort of ask them questions just for funsies, and I can do like sketch responses. It's to start stimulating me to sketch a little bit more. So yeah. Anyway, so that's kind of what I've been up to, guys. Sorry that it's like 2 videos, but there was a lot, and I didn't want to overload you guys on one video, and I also didn't want to upload that much in one day, so, you know, forgive me, I'm sorry. But anyway, so yeah, I'm hoping to start getting into doing this more weekly. We'll see how my sketch load goes. I'm trying to work on the comic itself, now that I kind of have a direction in which to go in, which I know I said last time, and it's just like, and I started getting pages inked and everything, but I hated the way the inks looked. But I've got Manga Studio, or Clip Studio Pro now, so my lines are looking amazing. So I may just start picking that up and going again, but we will see what happens. But alright, so thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next sketchbook review. Bye!